Hey everyone, welcome to WaveWire. Even if you have the most basic historical knowledge, you are probably aware of the period called the Middle Ages. Sadly, many think that it was a very dull time, which is very far from the truth. How could such a long period spanning roughly 1,000 years be tedious? So many things happened during it. So I invite you to cast aside any preconceived notions of a dark and uneventful age together. We shall peel back the layers of time to uncover some truly astonishing truths. Number 1. Book. In the Middle Ages, books weren't printed on paper. Each page was made from animal skin, usually sheep or goat. Creating just one sheet could take weeks of labor, washing, stretching, scraping and polishing. Every book required the effort of multiple people and the life of several animals. Only the wealthy, churches or royalty could afford to own a book. Owning a book meant having power, knowledge and high status. The weight of a medieval book wasn't just physical, it carried the weight of human effort and history. Number 2. The needle. In the Middle Ages, owning a metal sewing needle was a subtle sign of wealth and status. While today it's just a common tool, back then only noble women, merchants' wives, or wealthy urban families could afford iron or steel needles. Ideal for detailed embroidery on fine fabrics like silk and linen. But what about the rest of society? They got creative. Needles were made from bone, fire-hardened wood, or even boar bristles, anything stiff enough to pierce fabric. A tiny object, but it tells a big story about class, creativity, and daily life in medieval times. Number 3. The writer. Think medieval authors wrote their books by hand? Think again. While monks and scribes copied texts with care, many original authors didn't write a single word themselves. Instead, they dictated their ideas to a scribe. Why? Because writing was seen as manual labor, a job for steady hands, not sharp minds. In fact, being a writer often meant being the speaker, not the one holding the quill. This split between thinker and scribe helped authors produce more, but also meant that every text was a kind of collaboration. A powerful reminder, even in the past, creating content was often a team effort. Number 4. The shoes. In the Middle Ages, if a man wore shoes with super long pointed toes, it wasn't for comfort, it was for status. These wild shoes, called poulains or krakowes, became the ultimate fashion flex in the 14th century. The richer and more important you were, the longer your shoe tips. Some stretched up to 2 feet beyond the toes. No one was running errands in these. They were totally impractical, stuffed with moss, hair or even whalebone to keep their shape. Some laws even tried to limit toe length by class. Fashion police, medieval edition. Number 5. The mirror. Forget clear reflections. In the Middle Ages, mirrors were polished metal, not glass. They gave a dim, distorted view of your face. Even when early glass mirrors appeared, they were small and curved, warping the image. Most people had no idea what they truly looked like. Only the rich had mirrors. Others saw their reflection in water or shiny shields. A mirror wasn't just a tool, it was a luxury, almost magical. Number 6. Salt. We toss it on fries today, but in the Middle Ages salt was power. Why? Because it could preserve food, meat, fish, you name it, in a world without fridges. It kept armies fed, cities supplied, and ships stocked for long voyages. It also added flavor, cured leather, and basically kept society running. Salt was so valuable it was called white gold. Entire roads were built just to move it, like the old salt route in Germany. Salt mines and coastal pans became economic lifelines. If you controlled salt, you controlled wealth and influence. So yeah, back then, a pinch of salt could mean a lot more than just dinner. And so, our brief exploration into the more curious corners of the Middle Ages draws to a close. These glimpses, these bizarre yet true facts, are but fragments. The Middle Ages then was not dark, but rather differently lit. There is always more to discover, more to understand. Until we meet again on another journey of discovery, farewell.